Don't you ever tell him. Will you ever tell him? Ah, yes. Ah, no. Ah, fiddlesticks. Just open your mouth and let it come out.
Now, Mama...
No, nothing. If he comes to call again, you'll see him alone. And if you haven't the gumption to tell him how do you
Tell him?
Well, there's nothing wrong with a little lady like Hint.
Mama!
Winthrop, where have you been?
Fishing?
Fishing.
With Harold.
You mean Professor Hill?
Mm-hmm, and look, I still have some worms left.
Did you have a good time?
Scrumfish. He taught me all about his hometown, Gary, Indiana. He said he'd take me there someday. And he taught me a song that hardly has any S's in it. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, let me say it once again. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, not Gary, Indiana, that's the town that knew me when. If you like to have a logical explanation, how it happened on Zelgan syncopation, I will say without a moment of hesitation, there's just one place that can light my face. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, or Rome. But Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home. If you like to have a logical explanation, how it happened on Zelgan syncopation, I will say without a moment of hesitation, there's just one place that can light my face.
Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana.
Not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, or Rome. But
Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home.
I'll be back in a minute. I have to show Amaryllis my life frog.
Leave the dishes. I'll do them, Mama.
Don't you have to change for the sociable?
There's time later.
Shins live around here somewhere?
The Shins live on East Elm. This is West Elm.
Ah, criminy. I see you're the piano teacher in town. You must know about this fella Hill forming a boys band here.
Yes?
Well, don't let it bother you no more. I got the goods on him in spades. Swindling, two-bit thimble rigger. That's why I gotta see Shin. Just passing through. Number 8 only makes a 15-minute wire stop. Sure wish it was 20. Would sure like to concentrate 5 minutes on you, girly girl.
Who are you?
Name's Charlie Cowell. Anvil salesman. But just now I'm out to protect the good name of the traveling fraternity from this swindler.
Mr. Cowell, you're making a big mistake.
Mistake my old lady's corset cover. This fella's been the raspberry seed of my wisdom tooth just long enough. He's spoiled Illinois for me. He's not going to spoil Iowa. Say, what kind of music teacher are you anyways? You didn't see right through this fella? Why, he's no more professor.
I know all about that. Band leaders are always called professor. It's a harmless deception. He's a fine director, and his scholastic ability...
Now, wait a minute. Fine director? Have you heard one note of music from any band?
Well, no, but he's developed this system where...
He's never formed a band in his life. And he never will.
If you'll just listen to me for a minute.
I'd like to. I'd like to do more than that if I had the time. I sure got the inclination. But I gotta get back on the train, and I gotta leave this dynamite for somebody on the way to the depot. Bye-bye, girly girl. See you next time through.
You'll never make that train at the depot. You'll have to catch it at the crossing.
No, sir. I've gotta leave word. I can see you ain't the one to leave it with.
Just a minute, Mr. Cowell. You don't know me yet.
Is that an invitation?
No. I mean, I don't know you.
Yes, I need more time anyway.
I mean, as well as I'd like to.
No trouble there, girly girl.
I've never met a man who sells anvils before. That's something, well, quite different.
Yeah, takes a real salesman, I can tell you that. Anvils have a limited appeal, you know. What am I doing? I miss my train, I'll lose my job. I gotta leave a word about that fella Hill.
Leave word with me.
Not in your tin type. How do I know you deliver these letters?
Try me. There's your train. Now run for it.
Why, you double-dealing little... Who do you think you're protecting? Why, that guy's got a girl in every county in Illinois, and that's 102 counties. Not including all the piano teachers like you who coaches up to just to keep their mouths shut. Neither one of you's heard the last of me, girly girl.
Ding dong ding, I can hear the chapel bell chime. Ding dong ding, at the least suggestion I'll pop the question. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Good evening, Miss Marianne. Lida Rose, now everyone knows that I'm hoping you're the same. So here is my love song, not fancy or fine. Lida Rose, oh, won't you be mine? Lida Rose, oh, Lida Rose, oh, Lida Rose.
Marion? Oh, Marion, dear. Who did I hear you talking to just a minute ago? What? Why, Professor Hill.
Mrs. Peru, the top of the evening. Miss Marion.
You two come up and sit. I've got some jelly on the stove.
There's no jelly on the stove, Mama.
Well, I'll put some on then.
Shall we set as your mother said?
Well,
You did ask me to come.
did I? I didn't mean anything by it.
Now, Miss Marion, I'm not suggesting your invitation inferred anything but academic enlightenment. The think system? I've been by your house to try to explain it to you a few times this week, but there always seem to be people around. Mostly ladies, I thought.
Yes, Mrs. Squires and several of the ladies.
I'm glad. Wouldn't want anybody beating my time. You wouldn't? No, ma'am. Well, it's evidently not the convenient night. I'll see you at the sociable later.
Professor Hill, is it true that you've had 100? What I'm trying to say is,
Yes?
is it really true that you developed a think system?
A what? Oh, a think system. Yes, well, it's really very simple. As simple as whistling. No one has to show you how to use your lips in whistling. You only have to think in tune to have it come out clearly here. Now just try this for yourself.
I take your word.
Could we sit down?
Are all music teachers as dense as I am?
All music teachers.
I dare say you meet dozens, even 100, perhaps. Have they all been as fascinated as I have with the think system?
Some more, some less. One young lady had even thought up the same system before I arrived. She showed me a few refinements.
Oh, I see.
Have I said something wrong?
Oh, please don't let me keep you, Professor. I'm sure you have many more important things to do than explain the think system to me.
I can't think of it.
And I'm sure that I'm very dull company for a man of your experience.
Now say, where'd you get an idea like that?
Oh, one hears rumors of traveling salesmen.
Now, Miss Marion, you mustn't believe everything you hear. After all, one even hears rumors about librarians.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty?
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. No matter what they say, he left me an assured job so that Mother Winthrop and I would have some security. Surely you don't believe
Of course not. That's what I'm saying. But why do you think people start those rumors?
Narrow-mindedness? Jealousy? Jealousy mostly, I suppose.
Exactly. And jealousy mostly starts rumors about traveling salesmen. What have you heard?
Nothing about you personally, just generally that...
What have you heard generally?
Well, stands to reason that the disappointment and jealousy can lead to... Take you, for instance. Your attentions to certain customers and teachers might easily be misinterpreted, mightn't they? I mean, now honestly, mightn't they?
Why?
And so, you say, if another salesman or somebody were jealous, they could be downright lies, couldn't they?
What could?
Rumors and things.
Why, of course.
It just goes to prove that you should never believe everything you hear. If you discuss things, then people will...
Miss Marian, I would be delighted to discuss anything in the world with you. But couldn't we do it sitting down? You do sit. Your knees bend and all.
We could sit on the bench.
We could also sit at a large hollow log over the footbridge.
I couldn't think of it. I've never been to the footbridge with a man in my life.
Just to talk.
I've got to dress for the sociable.
Then meet me there in 15 minutes.
I can't. Please. Some other time. Maybe tomorrow.
My dear little librarian, pile up enough tomorrows and you'll find you've collected nothing but a lot of empty yesterdays. I don't know about you, but I'd like to make today worth remembering. The footbridge. 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Mama!
What?
I just told Professor Hill I'd meet him at the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Glory be and the saints be praised, it works.
What does?
I've been using the think system on you from the parlor.
Hey, Gregory! Uniforms have arrived. The kids are in them already. People are going to be screaming for music if they show up at the sociable.
Yeah.
Hey, here's most of the dough. I got Tommy to collect it. He's trying to keep the kids together at least.